Alright, y'all, I never thought I would make a video about sex, but I feel like some people need to hear this message. I basically documented the whole fucking spiritual awakening process that I went through these past few years. And I left out all of the lessons that had to do with sex because I just didn't feel comfortable talking about sex publicly. But I think part of what helped me heal my dependency and really find the stability within myself is the way that I approach sex and use my sexual energy. And so I feel like I should talk about it. For a while, I was trying to figure out what I think about sex. I was trying to achieve the mindset of experiencing heaven on earth. And I believe that sinning takes you away from heaven on earth. And having these experiences of lust and pride and greed and all these things. And those are kind of the things that you want to move away from in order to achieve heaven on earth and to achieve this state of peace and bliss. And so I do go to religious texts. I do read the Bible, parts of the Bible, and kind of take it out of context and use it in the way that I want it, which I know is not what you're supposed to do, but that's what I like to do. And so I would look to the Bible for guidance, and I was trying to figure out, how are we supposed to approach sex? And ultimately, you can do whatever you want. I think you are the creator of your reality. You can live in whatever reality you want. And if you don't want to adopt my belief system, then don't adopt my belief system. Adopt your own belief system. But the conclusion that I came to is that sex is an exchange of energies. You exchange your life force energy, your creative energy. It's all the same thing. The Bible kind of talks about how when you have sex with someone, you become one with them in a way, and that you shouldn't have sex with someone that you wouldn't want to marry, kind of. So I was like, should I only have sex with someone if I see myself being with them forever, if I see myself marrying them? I think ultimately what I decided is I wouldn't have sex with someone who I wouldn't want to be like, who I wouldn't want their belief system, their thoughts, their feelings, their personality almost, because you do become similar to the people that you have sex with. I think when you have sex, you can kind of take on their thoughts and their feelings and gain an understanding for them. And it makes sense from a survival standpoint that you become connected to each other and you become similar in a way so that you can understand each other and almost communicate telepathically better too. So I am celibate until I meet someone who I would want to be like and who has a really healthy mindset, because I worked so hard to get this mindset and I'm not about to give it up and date someone who's really anxious. It is so easy to be influenced by the people in your life, especially the people that you're having sex with. And again, sexual energy is your life force energy. It's your creative energy. And when you have sex with someone, you're exchanging your life force energy. And I think we all have different levels of it. You can build up this life force energy through sacral chakra healing and build up the level of creativity that you have and the energy that you have. And then you get to decide, what do you want to do with it? You can use it on sex, you can use it on masturbation and literally just send your energy to someone else. Or you can use it on creating the life that you want, manifesting your goals and creating things and making art. When you masturbate and you think of someone, you're sending them your life force energy. And so something that I started doing that was really helpful to me was, when I masturbate, I literally just think of myself. Think of who you want to become, what you want for your life, just who you are, the traits you like about yourself. You could think about your body, your appearance, just think about yourself and literally nothing else. Or if you want to think about your goals or something, you could do that too. That's something that I started practicing because I'm I don't want to give my life force energy to anyone else. I want to just have it keep coming back to me. And I think that was super helpful for healing my dependency on other people, because after my breakup, I had learned how to give all these different things to myself that I used to get from a relationship or that I desired from a relationship. I give myself words of affirmation, I take really good care of myself, I meet all of my own needs, I emotionally regulate myself, and I just give myself every single thing that I need or could ever want from someone else. But then there's this aspect of physical intimacy that sometimes it feels like you can't give that to yourself. But the reality is you can create oxytocin from meditating and from your own mind. And you can also meet your sexual needs And so I think it's really helpful to have like a period of masturbating where you're only thinking about yourself, because you start to associate sexual pleasure with yourself, and you are going to stop like craving being physically intimate with anyone else, and just like realize that you don't need to look outside of you for that, unless you want to, obviously. But I think it's like really helpful just to have this period of doing that, so that you know you can give yourself every single thing that you need. And again, then you're not sending your energy to anyone else. And maybe you have a crush that you really like and you're like, fuck it, I'll send them my life force energy, like let me give them some energy and creativity. And that's fine, but I think it can be really helpful to have a period where you're like only thinking about yourself, in order to like heal that dependency on other people, and to like associate sex with yourself, and just realize like it's not something that you're missing and something that is outside of you and that you can't meet the need for yourself. Because it's like if you get something from a certain person or from a certain source, we start to crave it from that source. And yeah, like this can apply to so many different things. Like if you're like eating a certain food and you are always feeling pleasure from that food, you start to crave that food, and then you start to rely on that food and be dependent on that food. And so when you can give yourself every single thing that you crave and need, then you stop like craving anything outside of yourself. And then that, I think, is how we like heal the heart chakra, and that's how we like find this sense of security and stability and peace and contentment within ourselves, so that we like don't need anything from anyone else. And then that allows you to live your life freely and like be who you are, and not worry about feeling like you need to like be a certain way, or you need to like manipulate reality and control things, because you don't need anything outside of yourself. But yeah, I feel weird talking about these things. I don't like to talk about sex publicly, but I feel like it was important, and I feel like someone needed to hear this message, because I feel like it was an important part of my journey to learn this. And really, there's nothing wrong with talking about sex, and it's fine. It's just like, for whatever reason, I have some shame around it, probably because I grew up religious. But yeah, just be mindful of like, what are you spending your life force energy on? What are you sending it to? I think that's why a lot of times masturbation feels bad for people, and they feel like they regret it, because you can recognize that you like just sent your energy somewhere else and kind of just got rid of it. There's no right way to do life. You can do whatever you want, do whatever makes you happy. But I think it's helpful just to be aware of how this exchange of energy works. And again, people have like varying levels of life force energy, I think. And you probably want to find a partner who has like a similar level to you, so that it's kind of an even exchange. But yeah, I think it's not about like the act of masturbation itself that like takes away your energy and like makes you feel bad. I think it's the fact that when you're thinking about something else or someone else, you're like sending them your energy. And ever since I started doing this, like I don't experience lust. I have so much energy, so many creative ideas, and I just feel amazing. And I don't want anyone, like I don't want anything. I don't feel like I need a relationship. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you in my next video.